Hello, hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your October 2019 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rise in Capricorn. And before we get started, I just wanted to mention that I'm going to be doing something really fun for the month of October. I am going to be doing a month of shadow on my podcast and Instagram. If you're interested in learning more about that, I'm going to be putting out a lot of content for that. So that's kind of why I have a black and white theme going today. And you're welcome to go to onyxhealing.com or find me on Instagram at onyxhealing. The second thing I wanted to mention is that I do have an intuition basics course out now. It is called Psychic Defense. You're welcome to check that out. I can't wait to see you in there if you decide to join. So please take a look if you're interested in developing your intuition. If you are interested in flexing your psychic ability, you can now access that. So without further ado, I am going to lay this spread out and then we will get started. All right, let's see what's going on with these oracle cards first. You have spiritual. Okay. So this could be a month where you actually do want to lean on spiritual tools. You guys know, if you're new here, first of all, hello and welcome. But you guys, if you're familiar with my work, you know that I'm not always about looking to spiritual tools for everything. You kind of want to have a nice blend of earth stuff going on, like tools for your material, your physical experience, as well as the spiritual. They work together. And so it looks like this month you can actually flex a bit more of those spiritual practices, spiritual experiences, those tools that you have available to you. So lean on the energetic and the spiritual this month as much as you can. And then we also have doubt is part of the creative process. Yes, I would say on all fronts. So creative as in manifestation as well. If you're creating more wealth, more health, more freedom, more autonomy, anything like that, doubt is something that naturally creeps in and kind of pushes against that part of you that is creating. So it's okay if you're feeling some of that. The central energy for you is the Maiden of Branches, keeping it all together. Let's see what else is coming up. The crossing energy is the Ten of Stones. Long-term foundation, long-term success. So it seems like things are really starting to come together. For the both of these, I'm seeing two things happen here. One is you're really getting a clear picture of what you're gathering, what you are creating. And then this is long-term experiences. So the legacy piece, or what is your long-term goal? And I think it's really beginning to come together and you're seeing just how much progress you've made. And this is something that's going to last for a really, really, really long time, fortunately. So whatever you've been giving energy, whatever you've been focusing on or working on, this is where things are really beginning to blossom. What you have shifting out is the Seven of Branches. This is kind of a chaotic card just because it's like, oh, I'm rushing to like get out of the weeds or get out of danger or get out of that scarcity mode. And so you're rising above that, and I think things are really coming together for you. So it's like you get to leave that franticness behind and just step into cultivating stability within yourself. And then the oncoming energy is the Eight of Branches. There you go. So fast progress moving forward. I see this as you may have been feeling like you were kind of sliding backwards, because the Seven of Branches is like fighting and scrapping your way out of something challenging. This is where things are getting collected, right? There's a lot of fire in all of this. And then the oncoming energy is progress, like just forward movement, being able to make great strides, having that progress sitting in front of you. And so at this point in time, I just see this as you growing and growing and growing and expanding, and things are really going to pick up as you move along throughout October. Your material world and material experience, we have the Two of Vessels. Okay, so the connections are something that can really help. Like if you're looking for, a job, like if you need money, look to connections. If you're needing a new practitioner who can help you with your physical health, look to connections. If you are needing like a new house, look to connections. It seems like the people that you have around you are going to be able to help steer you towards that right person or right connection or what have you. And then we have, this is your connections and relationships in October. 9 of Stones. Okay. I like this card also because it's showing the work that you've done on yourself is going to be reflected in your relationships. What do I mean by that? If you have been doing a lot of healing yourself, if you've been practicing, being the best version of yourself, whatever that looks like, or if you've been breaking bad habits, you're going to see that reflected back to you in the quality and caliber of people who are coming into your space. So trust the work that you've been doing. I'm going to clarify this. Temperance, balance. So, okay, dating is a good example. Let's say you were dating and you were getting like a whole bunch of old familial patterns coming up. This is the type of thing where it's like, give it another chance because it looks like you've grown a lot. Like there's just been so much that has changed. The abundance and quality of what you've really been able to achieve has shifted dramatically. Same thing with any like practitioners, any people that you need, any teachers, any mentors, anything like that is really on the table for you to access. So, I mean, take this seriously this month because it's going to be a great help. What you have evolving in October is the King of Arrows. So your independence, your freedom of thought, ideas. This is also like mastery over your mind. So the mental experiences that you have, whether it be negative thoughts or anything cerebral you've been trying to work out the bugs in, this is where you're getting a lot of that progress and making that happen. So this is a reason to celebrate as well because you're stepping into that mastery and it's definitely going to help you in every other area. Then this is the advice for you, 8 of Stones. Keep working. Like, don't think that, oh, I'm sitting pretty or things are feeling good, therefore I just throw in the towel, right? You don't want to do that. But it's something that if you can balance out the work that you're doing, I think you're going to find a serious amount of stability in your efforts. I'm going to clarify the 8 of Stones, 10 of Coins. So that's the same thing that we have here. It's all paying off. So this is just a month of payoff. It's like anything that you've been really frustrated or struggling with, it's kind of like you're seeing the fruits of your labor just show up on every single corner. And it seems like you went through a lot of upgrading and a lot of refining. For that reason, I think that the people, the opportunities, the quality of things coming into your space are going to be transforming dramatically if they haven't already. So you can definitely count on your internal work to be steering you in the right direction. This is just a buttery smooth month. I'm getting that this is an indication that you're in a way better shape than you might be realizing, and you might even want to take a moment at some point this month to just reflect on how far you've come since, 6 months ago, a year ago. Really, what is different for you? What has evolved for you? You might be surprised by just how much you recognize has transformed within yourself and what you're seeing in the outside world. Now let's get into the timeline. This is the first quarter of October. We have the Tower. Yep, breakdown, breakthrough energy. This is just maybe the final push or clearing some things out so that you're able to get all of these gems that are in here, right? You have the 9 of Stones, 10 of Stones, 10 of Coins, 8 of Stones, like all that earth energy, all of that payoff, that expedient progress with the 8 of Branches or the 8 of Wands. It's kind of like you need space in order to do that. So count on the Tower being what helps declutter your world, however that needs to. And then from that space, you're really going to take off. The second quarter, we have the Wanderer of Feathers. Feathers in this deck are, it's fire for this, so wands. And it's okay to explore your energy and where you're putting it and how you're kind of bringing it into the world now that you've shifted a lot and a lot has transformed. Quarter 3, we have the Seven of Feathers. So same thing that you had here. It's like you're really beginning to see, again, it's like the waking up. It's kind of like you might be starting the month with, I don't know, things are still rearranging and falling into place. And then by the middle of the month, it's kind of like experimenting with all this newfound energy, experimenting with all these reflections. And then, you know, that third quarter is where it's like, oh wow, I am really making a ton of progress. Oh wow, things really are changing. So this is you waking up to all of the energy that's sitting in the center of the table here. So more than anything, I think you're just making progress in what you're recognizing for yourself. And then wrapping up the month, fourth quarter, we have the Ace of Feathers. So a bolt of energy, just like a nice burst or aha, like you're able to really charge forward. So this is building energy, building, 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 building. And then you just kind of get to take off in November. So this is really exciting. I can't wait to see how this shows up for you. And now we're going to move into a 3-card pick. You are more than welcome to ask a question, ask for guidance, clarity, whatever you're needing. If you need to take an additional moment to pick your card, you're welcome to pause the video. Otherwise, let's go into card number 1. We have the Two of Pentacles. Make every decision wisely. What I mean by that is you're going to need to check in with your body. You're going to need to check in with your intuition. Take your time with decisions. There's no need to rush unless, of course, there is a time frame on it. But aside from that, you know, play with the ideas, experiment. Don't just fall into old patterns, but really examine and explore where you're at now in order to make decisions that are going to support you moving forward. Card number 2, we have the Three of Cups. Use your community, and it's kind of like the connections that you have, whatever those might look like, use it. It's going to be so profoundly helpful for you to just kind of step into the connections that you have around you. And I'm getting, if you need support, if you need a contact, if you need anything, turn to community, turn to friendships. And that can also be the solution to something that you might be asking about. It's like, go to community, go to friends, go to expanding your network. And then card number 3, we have the Ten of Swords. So there's probably a bug in the system or something that's kind of like gumming up the works that you have to clear and get rid of so that all of this can really start coming to the surface. And I would bet money that you already know what I'm referring to when I'm saying you've got to cut that piece out, because that's what's stunting everything else. And I think the process of letting go of something that you used to like, or that was really working for you, or that felt really good at one point in your life, letting go of that can be really scary, because there often comes a time when you're like, well, what if I don't get something better coming in? And I see that as kind of being the thing that's stunting you here. So lean on those spiritual tools if you are needing to release whatever this might be. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure. I appreciate you more than you could possibly know. And don't forget, if you would like to work with me one-on-one, you know I'm always available to you. So you can go to onyxhealing.com to check out how to do that. Don't forget to take a look at the meditations that I have available. All of the proceeds go to some nonprofits that I've picked out. And if you'd like to take Psychic Defense, the link is in the description box. All of the decks that I've used today are in the description box. And I can't wait to see you on Instagram. If you head over to onyx healing, and we'll be doing a month of shadow and all sorts of good stuff when it comes to that. So all of the links to everything I've mentioned, like the podcast and the meditations and psychic defense, everything is in the description box, and I will see you next time. Have a beautiful October, everybody. Bye-bye.